This week, I'm creating multiple layered jelly prints with an abundance of stencils and a color combo challenge. Welcome to the studio, it's Froyle here, and I'm so glad you've joined me. Wait till you see these incredible jelly prints and all of the stencils I'm using today. Okay, so I'm pulling out the Maker's Color Combo Challenge. You'll find this on the PM Artist Studio. It's a monthly color challenge and I'm so excited to be involved this month, and I'm pulling out my Meeden 100 color pack because I'm figuring somewhere in these 100 colors I'm going to have the right tubes that I want for this particular color combo. So the colors are Pansy, which looks like a purple, Lavender Oil, which is a paler purple, and Aqua Frost, which just looks like a very light aqua or turquoise color. So I'm using turquoise blue, turquoise green light, and Harui blue. What a strange name. I don't even know if I pronounced it properly. And then for the purple color, I've got a mauve pale, a dioxine, a violet, and a purple pale. And I'm figuring these 6 colors are going to give me the range that I want for this color combo challenge. Now in this color palette, we're also allowed to use black and white and metallics of choice. How exciting. You know, I have to have a little bit of bling. I've got gold, copper, and silver. I don't use a lot of silver, but I might give it a try today with some of these color combos. So my plan is to pull out a heap of stencils. Now, all of these stencils you'll find on the PM Artist Studio website. Don't ask me the names because I'm in a creative frenzy, but they will be there, and you could always email Mariah. She'll know all the names, except for my ones. I know the names of my stencils. But have a look on the website. There's an abundance of resources. So I'm starting with my Crosses stencil. Yes, I know that name. And I'm using the darkest of the purple, and I'm just brushing it through the stencil. Now, it's not going to be overly sharp doing it like this, but I didn't want it to be perfect. I just wanted to get the fabulous shapes and textures onto the plate. And then when that dried, I put on some of the Mandala circle stencils. I say that with a grimace because I'm not sure that's the name, but you can check it out. And I'm using the fabulous Liquitex iridescent antique gold. Oh, love this in the spray paint. Look how fabulous it looks. Now, because we're allowed to use black and white in this color combo challenge, I added a little bit of white to the pale turquoise color because I wanted it more pale. And when the first layers were dry, I added it onto the plate. I'm using my favorite Japanese sketch pad rice paper, and when it was dry, pulled it off the plate. Ta-da, ta-da. It looks pretty beautiful. I love the pattern, the speckly gold of the Mandala circles. That spray paint works really well. This is such a fun technique. You have to try it. Now, I'm not going to show you all the drying time, but remember, I'm letting each layer dry in between these stencils that I'm putting on the plate because that's really important. And I am going to see how many stencils I can get in one print. So seeing as I'm pretty keen to really go crazy with the stencils, I'm thinking we need some background colors, just some solid paint on the gel plate, easy peasy, put the paper down, pull it off, ta-da, ta-da, there we go. We've got some beautiful purple and then a little mix of the different tones of the colors. That's going to make a great background as well. I want to pile up the papers just so I can have them there when I want them. So the next print I started with my fabulous script poem stencil. Love it. It works so well. And one of the other PM Artist Studio stencils, I've put both of them on the plate. Getting a little tricky already. I want to create something different. We can't do them all the same. And I'm spraying them with the spray paint. What I like about this layer is it dries really fast, which is very helpful when you're in a creative frenzy. Now this time I wanted to use a deeper shade of purple. Deep. So I added a little black to the purple one. What was I using? Mauve pale, I think. Whatever the darkest shade was, I added a little bit more black to make it deeper because because I just wanted to have that contrast on the gel plate. So then I put this second stencil right over the top of the first two stencils. I know we're getting tricky already, and using my deep shade of purple, put it right over the top, and I know it's going to look amazing because of the intense contrast of that deep purple against the gold. Now, of course, we can't do all the prints the same. That would never happen. I'm putting the pale turquoise on one side and the copper on the other side, seeing if I can roll the two colors at once on top of the deep purple, on top of the first layer of gold. Multiple layers of fabulous stencils are so much fun. Just remember, top tip, let all the layers dry in between. Now, this print was a little bit of an experiment, I must say, but it turned out fabulous. Have a look at the glorious color combination. And isn't that what we're doing today? Exploring a color combination. Now, you can also find out more about this fabulous adventure in Mariah's Facebook group, Makers of Mixed Media Art. There's a whole lot of beautiful people, creative artists in the group there, having a go at the color combinations, creating amazing textures and fabulous prints. I think there's also other art expressions, maybe some collage, maybe some paintings. Oh, you'll have to check on that. But look at my print. I'm pretty happy. I like the two sides of it. I like the dual color combination. I love the copper behind the purple, and the gold sits on top, of course, because that's what we put on first. Whatever you put on first is what's going to come out on top. This has got the stunning, beautiful, deep purple behind the gold, and then the pale turquoise. So far, I am loving this print, but we have so far to go. Now, the next print, I wanted to try the beautiful purple color with the copper, because having a look at this print, I think it just worked so well. Let's have a look at it by itself. So I'm using this stencil here, which is one of my favorite ones, and I'm putting a thick layer of copper on the plate first. Then I'm putting the stencil down, and what that does is create all of that paint underneath the stencil, making the ghost print. Then I'm using one of my new pieces of paper that I'm testing to take off the negative shapes. Now, it turned out absolutely beautiful. This is a paper that I bought recently from Amazon. I think I showed you last week on the video where I was experimenting with it. It said tea bag paper, but it does feel more like wet strength tissue. It's a lot thicker than wet strength tissue, but it feels a lot more plasticky than tea bag paper. So it's somewhere in the middle of those two papers, but I'm loving it. And I really wanted to experiment with it today to see how well it would print, because last week I just saturated it in paint and color, and this week we're testing the printing quality of it. So this print took off all the negative space around that stencil, and then I'm left with the glorious ghost print, which I put the beautiful purple color over, and it's printed magnificently. Of course, this combination is one of my favorites. You might have known that about me. I'm loving the copper and the purple. I just love this. Color combo is one of definitely my faves. Look at my beautiful prints. There's the negative shape, there's the positive print with the ghost print, and I'm thinking it's looking beautiful. Now, with all of this glorious purple color, I've decided that I really did need to create some turquoise backgrounds. So I'm putting the beautiful turquoise on the plate, and I added a little smidgen of black. Yes, I do like me a bit of drama. So I'm putting the black with the turquoise straight on the plate, pulling the print, so I've got some really interesting textured colored backgrounds for another print, especially the ghost prints, because you can print them straight away onto colored background papers. So we had to have a few of those. So then I'm wanting to do the same again. I've put this time beautiful rich gold, the atelier paint, the rich gold, stunning paint, stunning color onto the plate, nice and thick. Put down this stencil, again, one of my faves. I'm just going to use all of my faves. Whatever you see today are my favorites from the PM Artist Studio range. Now this time I'm using the wet strength tissue to pull off the negative print. And of course we know it's going to work fabulous. So looking at the glorious print, you can hear it? It's more crinkly, it's more crunchy than the other paper. This was the other paper, which is a cross between tea bag paper and wet strength tissue. It's much thicker than the wet strength tissue. It's not as plasticky, but it's not as porous as tea bag paper. I will leave you the link in the description under the video if you want to know what it is I am raving about. But it's a brand new paper. I'm testing it. Got it from Amazon. Don't know what it's called, but it's really worth having a go at. So there was my wet strength tissue pulled off the negative paint. And then I'm using one of my pre-painted fabulous purple pieces to put on the plate. Now I did allow for it to dry just for a few minutes before I pulled it up because I want that ghost print of all of that glorious gold stencil pattern to be picked up on my paper. And when it did, and I turned it over, it's absolutely magnificent. Now, I knew this would work because purple and gold, how could you possibly go wrong? You can't go wrong with that. It looks fabulous. See the glorious ghost print, all that beautiful lush gold paint that's caught under the stencil that's still on the plate, and then you put it straight onto the paper. There's so many ways to use these stencils. It's fantastic. I think this is why I love jelly printing so much, because there's so many possibilities. Look at that. Absolutely stunning. Love this piece as well. Yes, I know. I'm going to say it's my favorite because it is. I wouldn't be doing it if I didn't like it. Okay, now we're getting a little tricky because I'm wanting to really build up those layers of colors and textures with the stencils on the plate. So I put down some circle masks to start with, rolled over with the beautiful deep purple, allowing those shapes to still be clean on the gel plate. Then I used a small roller to actually roll on in those circle areas with my favorite stencil and the turquoise. Once the turquoise was dry, I used the beautiful iridescent copper all over the plate to pull the print on my Japanese rice paper, and it looks absolutely fabulous. What do you think? What do you think about this idea? I love the idea. It's all right, you don't have to, but I do. Putting the mask shapes on first means it kind of creates a focal point on your print. That was really fun. See my deep purple, that looks beautiful. And then we've got the fabulous light turquoise aqua frost. Was that what it's called? Yes, aqua frost. Now, it sits beautifully on the copper, don't you think? It kind of just sings, almost vibrates. I actually really love that. It turned out really well. That is a great print. Look at my abundance of great prints. Now, you know what happened, don't you? I got carried away, a little obsessive, and I kept printing and printing and printing. This one turned out rather fabulous with the nested circles. It's got the copper and the turquoise, and it's got the different shades of turquoise because this was the background paper that I made with that little hint of black. I like the way it turned out. It's fabulous. So much fun. And then this one, I used the silver. I didn't even think I was going to use the silver, but I did. And it worked really well with this stencil. It's slightly caught on the plate because I'm not so patient, and sometimes I do pull them up a little too soon. But the shapes are beautiful and the colour has worked out really well. Again, it was my background piece of paper that I'd already painted with the turquoise and that little tint of black. Both of them absolutely fabulous. Of course, I did start getting tricky again, and I put down this particular stencil, which is one of my favorites. It's one of the first stencils I got from Mariah because it matches my tamuku. Don't you love that? I do. And then I put some of the turquoise and the aqua frost around the edge. I really liked the idea of doing that. I wanted to create some different areas and to create those fabulous layers. And then I put some copper in the middle of the print over my gold, which ends up underneath my gold. And then I pulled the whole print with the fabulous purple. What do you think? I had so much fun creating this print, putting the contrasting colours together on top of each other. Remember, they do have to dry. And I think it turned out beautiful, and I'm a bit excited about this print because I'm thinking, how many layers can we actually add? I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 layers on my print on this one. Can we do 5? I don't know, man. How many of the colours can we put in one print? Oh, yes, I could perhaps be getting a little carried away. So now that I've busted out the silver, I'm going to have to try it again. So I've put it on the plate with this dot, I want to say dot stencil, but I don't know what it's called, but it's a fabulous pattern. Lots of little circles. Put the silver on, and then I put it over a print I'd already pulled because it was sitting on the floor looking very lost and lonely. So I had to pick it up and add another layer to it. And then, of course, I can never stop at one. You can't just do one when you're doing this print exploration of the endless stencils. I had to then try it again on the other print that was sitting on the floor. And have a look at how these two prints turned out. I think it was really fun because I just did part sections of the print and I added the purple onto it as well. I mean, why would you stop at just one colour, right? And why would you stop at one shape or pattern? This one's got 2 different stencils on it and 1, 2, 3, 4 different colours. This one, I think it might have 2, maybe 3 stencils. I can't remember. And it's got the silver and then the purple in the glorious dot stencil with the fabulous circles. They both work really well. And the texture's really nice. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. What are we doing next? Right, so the next one, I've got some leftover of the silver. I've put some of the purple, and then once it was dried, I decided to use the gold because I also wanted to see how well that color sits behind these ones that I've already created. And this time I decided to pull the print on that tea bag / wet strength tissue paper that I've recently purchased. And have a look, it pulled up absolutely beautiful. What do you think? Do you like the gold on the silver and the purple circles? Or did you like it with the turquoise and the copper? Or did you like it with the copper and the purple? So many choices in our color combination frenzy. Now, this paper held up really well. I put a very thick layer of the gold on it. I wanted to see how this particular paper was going to hold up, and it held up pretty well, pulled up beautifully, not a problem. It'll be interesting now to see how it glues down. So I'll keep you posted as to how well this paper actually collages. It's got a real nice feel to it. So I'm thinking it's going to be okay, and it's a little thicker than the wet strength tissue, so it might glue down better and not wrinkle as much, because that does tend to wrinkle sometimes. Also, these are smaller size pieces and a smaller pack, which is more affordable to buy in one hit. I kind of liked that too. That was a good idea. Now I've got all of my fabulous dotty patterns. So what do you think? Which one do you like out of these prints? I would normally have said the gold because I am a bit of a gold girl, but I don't know, man. I'm liking this one with the copper and the purple and the silver. And this one with the silver looks really good, even better than I expected. Little partial to this one with the silver, but then I do like this one as well. So I'm on a roll. Now, if you're still with me, I think we should just do one more because what I love about this print, it's got 1, 2, 3 different colors and 2 different stencils and the pickup paint. So I'm thinking, how far can we go? How many can we get? Can we get 5? Can we get 6? I don't know, man. I think that might be pushing it, but I think we could do 5. But if we're going to do 5 layers and a heap of different stencils, we're going to need the big plate, aren't we? Okay, are you with me? I'm going to pull out the big gel plate. I'm going to put all the colors on it with a whole heap of stencils. And don't forget, you need to start with the little shapes first and then use the bigger areas to create the layers on the print so you can see them in the end. Well, that's the theory. That's how we start with these ideas. Let's see how well it works out. Okay, one more print and I pulled out my 16 by 20 inch gel elf plate because I'm a bit excited and I wanted to just try one more idea combining all of the different color combinations that I was just working with. Some of them I loved, some of them I didn't. So I'm thinking, what did we learn from all of those fabulous prints? Well, number one, for creating fabulous multiple layered stencils on your gel plate is start with the smallest print or section or a texture. Start with your small sizes of texture that you want to put on your plate. And I'm loving the fabulous dance moves on here, and the gold is really beautiful. Now, whatever you put down first is going to be flipped up and be on top when you finally pull the print. So it really matters what you put down first. I'm loving the fabulous script stencil of my poem in a section there and the beautiful dance moves. So do I want to cover all of the first section with gold? You know, I could. So I think I might just continue a little bit with what was left on my brayer there and add perhaps a few little dots. I really like this stencil with the dots. I thought it worked really well with those other prints. So, yes, let's add some dots to here on the fabulous first layer, and they're going to be on top when it's finally pulled. Now, what am I going to use for the second layer? Well, the thing is, you want to use bigger and bigger shapes that mask out more and more, because once you've covered the whole thing in paint, you won't see any more colors. So you've got to think about what you want to use next. And then, of course, if you don't like something, like I don't like how that's such a sharp edge there. I don't think I want such a block. I want more of a fluid shape or movement. So you can easy peasy, just wipe it back off the plate. That's a better shape. I like that better. I like the dots. Yes, that's working. Okay, what stencils will I use next? Now I've still got some great space on the plate here, so I'm going to use this one with its little crosses because, again, it's a small shape that we're putting on. First of all, that will be on top when we pull the print. Oh, look at that. Ta-da, ta-da. Now, I might smudge my script because it's actually not dry, but that's okay. That's okay if we just add some beautiful colour on there in the copper. Loving it. This one's working really well. Let's add some up here as well. Super, super easy. A little pop of copper. Maybe a tiny bit through the dance moves like that. just to add that beautiful warm glow. Now I'm liking the shape of this one because it's got great space, so I can still add more colour to the plate. And ideally it works better if you wait for it to dry, but I'm not an overly patient person, and I think I'll go with the turquoise, the beautiful aqua frost colour, because that has looked great on the other prints with both the gold and the copper. Do we want this whole, I'm thinking this whole section here with the turquoise, the aqua frost, which really is just a pale turquoise. We can use fancy names. That's all good. I don't mind that at all. Let's put some of that beautiful colour on here through this shape. So what then comes through from that beautiful stencil pattern will then get picked up with the paint colour. Right, or the pickup colour for the print. Let's see how that looks. That looks beautiful. Loving the turquoise. I think we should add some more of that. I think I'll do the same on this side with this stencil / mask, because it's got some really interesting shapes that happen in between the fabulous figures, and they're not really numbers, they're like letters, but the shapes in between them look really cool. So let's add a bit of that, not in a square, just in a section like that. And then I'm just going to go around it all, adding bits and pieces, adding shapes like that with some stencils until the whole plate is covered with the multiple layers. And then I'll use one big pool print colour, which I think I'm going to use the beautiful purple. I mixed it up. It's a darker shade from the pansy colour, just a bit darker, a bit of black in it. And then I'm going to use wet strength tissue and leave it for quite a few hours. So I'll continue on. I'll finish putting shapes around the different areas in all of the fabulous colours that we've been using today. I might even put on some of this pale one. Maybe some lavender oil. That could work as well. Well, it's been more than a few hours because it was right into the afternoon by the time I finished layering up this print. So I left it overnight. It always works out better anyway when I do that. I'm a little scared. I did get carried away. That last layer with the purple, I probably could have just put the whole purple on instead of another stencil, because I think we got up to 6 different layers, and that may or may not be a great idea in the end. But if we're looking at it like this, I think it might be okay. Now I've turned it over to pull the plate off the paper rather than the paper off the plate, because I find with something this textured and this thick with paint, I don't know, man, it just seems to work easier. See, look how much easier it's coming off. Well, that's because I did wait all night. I left it. And it does tend to come off super, super easy the next day when you do that. I just think that's really funny because I do tend to pull them up too soon otherwise. Are you ready? Are you ready? Ta-da! Ta-da! Whoopsies. I better get the last of the little bit of paper off it. Ta-da! 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 Have a look at that. What do you think of our grand masterpiece of our colour combo? Yes, I know, it's a little hectic, but I'm loving it. I just have to tell you, I do love it. We have, I'm pretty sure we have 6 different layers. We have the gold, which you can see beautifully there on top with the dance moves and the script, a stencil. Oh, and some of those beautiful circle dot patterns as well. Then we have the copper. You can see the little crosses there in the copper sitting behind the gold. Then we have some aqua frost is the actual color of the combo challenge. It's a pale aqua color that looks beautiful there. Look at it and you can see it coming through like that. Then there's this color, which is lavender oil on our piece of paper. That's what it's called, man. But it's just a beautiful pale purple color. In fact, the Meeden paint is called Purple Pale. I love it. All of his names, they just make me laugh. Purple Pale. Then we have the beautiful deep purple, which I made a bit deeper. Loving that there. Now, I could have stopped with the deep purple because I could have just used it for the all over paint color to pull the print instead of creating another stencil. But what can I say? I'm obsessive and I really wanted to see how many layers I could get on the print. So that purple color is then also topped with the beautiful iridescent bronze, and you can see that here along the edge. You can see the marks here, I think the most, those circle marks from that fabulous stencil with all those circles. Then it does look really nice with the purple. I'm actually a lot happier with this print than I thought I would be. I thought it would be too much because I do tend to go too much, but look at that, it's pretty with the gold and the turquoise and the purple, and there's the copper and the pale purple and the bronze as well. I think all of the colors really do sit well together. That really was a whole lot of fun. Thank you so much, Mariah, for encouraging me to join in the color combo challenge this month with the makers of Mixed Media Art. So check out the website, have a look at what they're doing because it really is a whole lot of fun. This turned out absolutely fabulous. I'm loving it more than I thought I would. But of course, I've got all of these beautiful prints now. Let me know in the comments which color combination you liked better. Oh, which of these prints did you like? Oh, I'm still loving that one. And the beauty of having it on the wet strength tissue is that it's transparent, so they work really well for collage. Oh, love that too. I think I do like all of them. What a fabulous range of prints, gel prints. I'm loving it and it was so much fun. Thanks for joining me today. I hope you stuck it out to the end. I know that was a bit of a printing frenzy, but it was so much fun and I just had to explore those ideas. 6. We got 6 colors on the final print, 6 layers of stencils, 6 different stencils. I think for me, that's a personal best. Don't forget you'll find more information in the description under the video, or you can have a look at my website, froyalart.com. And I hope you're going to come back and join me again next time in the studio.